right, men, real talk. You will lose everything if you get married for these reasons. I've talked about this before. I have seen so many men pick the right woman and excel in life and do so great. And I've seen men pick the wrong woman and have a complete downfall in their life. And I've said this time and time again, as a man, I think one of the most important decisions that you choose is also the woman that you marry. Okay. And as a woman, I've been married for 10 years. And one of the things that I've abided to in my marriage, just in general, is to be the best woman I can for my husband. And I've talked about this actually in the video that we posted, which I'll link up here in the cards if you want to watch that next. But the reason being is because I've seen how much as a woman that if I stand behind him or beside him, doesn't matter, I take it with pleasure to stand behind my man. Because at the end of the day, my support, my energy, my way of being in life as a wife to him is what makes him so successful. Because of the fact that he loves me so much, I have to understand as a woman, I have the opportunity to hurt that man or make that man powerful. And this is what I'm saying, is a woman that you choose will hold that power for you. Because as men, your life is about providing. Your life is about being respected and loved and nurtured by the woman that you want. And in order to get that, you have to pick the right woman. And so I've seen so many men get married for the wrong reasons, thinking that marriage is the stamp that's going to fix everything. But yet it's damaged their lives. So let's get into it. One is social pressures. I've worked with men from all over the world, like India and, also Muslim backgrounds where it's kind of like more of like arranged. And I don't honestly think it's a bad thing to have arranged marriages, especially if the parents really know each other. I've seen real true love come from arranged marriages, but I've also seen opposite. So I want to not just talk about arranged marriages, but also like social pressures of, oh, all my friends are married. Oh, I'm at this age, I should just do it. So you've been in this relationship for so long and you're like not really happy, but because of social pressures, you're just going to marry this woman. We got to figure out first why you're not happy. We got to figure out first if you can be happy with this woman. And if not, something needs to change before you marry her. Okay. I think social pressures also is related to men. Like men want to show that they're married because maybe he's a CEO of a company and he's a single guy and people don't take him seriously. So let me just get married. And then the downfall happens. Number 2 is probably one of the most popular ones. I call it the Band-Aid. Like you're so infatuated with this woman. You're so obsessed with this woman, or you feel like you need to commit and show her your true commitment. And you think that the Band-Aid, you slap it on it, which is called marriage, is going to heal and fix everything. My dude, it brings everything to the surface, okay, when you're married. And that's the thing is like a lot of times, and this is why this is the most popular one, is I think it's a lot in US culture more, is like we think that marriage is the ultimate goal, right? And so I've never thought that marriage was the ultimate goal, but it was a standard of mine. It was something I needed. It was a value of mine. But the reason marriage was a value of mine was because of my faith. But my goal always was in a relationship to be happy, to be fulfilled, to grow together, to build a life together, and to make each other the best that we can ever be together. And so that's where the Band-Aid comes in, is when it's opposite of that. When we're not at our best. When we think that, okay, we've been arguing, but then she's like, you need to prove me your loyalty and da-da-da. But yet, you guys are not on the same wave of values. You're always arguing. There's always been this like constraint in your relationship. That all needs to be fixed before you get married, because that's going to be coming up in your marriage as well. So many people think that the Band-Aid is what's going to fix their marriage when it's about uncovering what's underneath the rug. The third one is validation and just surface level relationships. I've seen a lot of men get into because this is more with money, high status men, things like this. Is the woman is just beautiful and you feel superior in her presence because she is beautiful. So everybody thinks that you're powerful because you have this beautiful woman by your side. and you seek validation, and it's a surface level marriage. And when you get home at night, you're truly just really lonely. And maybe you're even intimate, but it's empty, right? So I think that when we come from validation and surface level opportunity with women, it has a lot to do with ourselves, our lack of confidence, our lack of trusting. Because you can be a highly successful man, can be with a beautiful woman with a good head on her shoulders, but what's happened is you've been lazy about your attraction methods, your way of thinking of dating and relationships and fulfillment, right? And then the next one is loneliness, and your purpose becomes a woman. I think this is taking over. We have an epidemic of lonely men now. And gosh, is it taking over? Scary. That's why OnlyFans women, that's why pornography is so high. And these women are millionaires, is because of men's loneliness. And it's sad. But, I think it's because a lot of men have faced rejection in their lives and they don't do the hard work for themselves as far as bettering themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And when they do, they still sometimes seem to be at a loss. And I think the reason being is because of the fact that they don't build a life that they love, and they have limited resources, limited options, whatever we want to call them. And so the first option that comes to them, they try to make work because they are so lonely. And so they want to be with a woman so bad that the first woman that gives them attention, they try to make work. And that woman easily becomes their purpose and their sole purpose. So they don't become respected in the relationship. Maybe they get cheated on. Maybe something happens. And that always comes down to mindset and how you feel about yourself, right? So I think it's really important that men are with other empowering men. They get in groups with them. They become friends with them. And look at your life as a whole. Because these 4 reasons of getting married are not going to fix your life, or not going to make you a happier person. They're literally just damage. And then you're going to go into damage control for years. I've seen men lose so much in just marrying the wrong woman, as much as I've seen women lose a lot too. But at the end of the day, more than ever, many times, especially if you have children, especially if you are the breadwinner of the family, men have a lot to lose. And so I want you to understand that the wife that you choose is the wife that's going to dictate your life, basically, and make you a better man and make you more successful because of the way that she treats you. Or she's going to make you at your all-time worst in life, where you can have the possibility of losing so much. And so I think it's really important, men that are out there, and also women, think about it. Like women with children that have young men or have boys or want to have children that will become a boy and a man one day. You have to think about that. Like, we get as women so selfish, but it's not selfish if you have a boy that you've raised as your own child, to tell him that the most important thing he will ever do in his life is not only who he is and becomes as a man in this world, but the woman that he chooses to be in his life. There is nothing wrong with that. And so women, you're not allowed to take that away from a man anymore. Plain and simple. Guys, I want you to comment below and tell me what you think about this. If you've ever been in a marriage, if you've ever gone through something like this, if you've ever seen it, share maybe a little bit about what you think about these type of videos that I've been doing now lately, because this is kind of just me. And I want to really show you guys like what is in the moment going through my head, because so much of this stuff can be fixed. So much of it can be different if we just invest in ourselves and hear the right things, see the right things through as well. Okay, gentlemen, if you have any questions and you need any help, I've made myself a little bit more accessible as I'm going through my second pregnancy right now. And I just want you to text me. You can text me right below with the number, text coach to the number right below, and let's get started on just talking about this, seeing how I can help you, seeing how me or my husband can help you in any way, shape, or form. We are here for you. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.